Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Ryan. We've got another C10 installment. We've got a power window issue, and it was brought to my attention the other day that parts started to build up in the bed. And my last C10 that we did that, it still doesn't run. So we're gonna finish this one up today. So it's still a part from my last go at the window runs. I will tag that down in the description below if you guys want to check out that video. So my window motors are new, but they are terribly slow. LMC has a kit that relays both windows, I believe up and down, and we're going to install that today. So let's get into that, and I'll show you how bad the windows are before we start, and hopefully we can see an improvement. It's so bad, and they don't go up very good either. We'll show that in just a minute. Obviously it does better with the truck running. Here's the kit that LMC sent. We'll go into the instructions. I've looked at those. It looks pretty straightforward, so should make quick work of this. But we've got harness per door, so this, I don't think it matters, driver's side, passenger side. I didn't look that far in the directions, but we've got that. And then we've got the power lead for the relays. So let's get this stuff going. I'm gonna do the driver's side door for us, and I'll blast through the passenger side. According to the directions, we're gonna put a relay here and a relay here, one bolt out at a time. I don't think it matters which relay goes where, but I'm going to try to match up to the instruction pictures. It looks like the relay with the blue is the outward, and this is the inbound. So anyways, they said these screws will fit tight through the relay, and they were not wrong. Okay, there we go. Okay, that's it. Relays are there. So we're in the thick of it here. We've got the factory truck harness cut. We've got it interrupted. We're going to interrupt it with these two relays. Heavy gauge goes to heavy gauge to the motor, the blue. Heavy gauge brown goes to heavy gauge brown to the motor. And then we'll situate these back over to the switch here. These are a lot lighter duty. So let's get that finished up. They've got some factory butt, or not factory butt connectors, but they've got some butt connectors supplied with the kit, and then all the other terminals going to the battery are included also. Well, I put that off too long, as easy as that was, but anyways, this is our finished product. I'll get all that tied up with some zip ties. I'm gonna retape that stuff up with some friction tape, but I put that off way too long for no good reason. All right, guys, so after some choice words, some skin missing off my hand, we have got this ran through the door, ran through the little door bend there and into the truck. Now, you've got to take this off if your truck has them. My C10 or my Custom Deluxe does not have those. So that's not a huge deal on that one, which it doesn't have power windows anyways, but you've got to take the kick panels out. You got the grommet there that I'll have to split or do something to get the wires through there. Other than that, that is through. Did damage the door switch also while trying to do that. It took me about an hour to get that figured out. Ended up doing what I usually do and making this far more difficult than it needs to be, but I like the way it's looking and the way it's turning out. So we've got our battery power fuses here. They're fuse blocks. I'm gonna figure out a way to mount this here, and I've got a special post for these side post batteries that'll allow me to use the factory battery cable, and then it's got a nut end for that. So that'll square that up. I've got to figure out a super complicated way to mount this here and get the power leads from inside the truck outside. So let's get moving. All right, so this is why I wanted to video this side. A little more involved taking the kick panel out. We've got to take the fresh air vent. Looks like the whole assembly has to come out with it. So got a couple screws, a couple Phillips down low, and there are some 7mm up high holding all this baffle and diverter door in. So we'll get that pulled out, and we'll get access to this wiring right here so we can finish up the passenger side. We've got the passenger side all buttoned up. We've got the heavy wires going to the motor from the relays. Got them rounded. That way we don't kink the current flow off. And then I've still got to send that to the front of the truck. And that's going to be a fun little task. All right, now we're at a point where we've got to run our power and ground wires through the firewall. And per the directions, says to run it through the firewall plug for the carpet. So that's what we're going to do for now, so I can figure something different. So anyways, the way I've routed the stuff from the driver's side door is basically like the factory wiring coming through the dash, and it'll come down through top side of the firewall carpet there, and then it'll go out too. So you can kind of see it coming out of the carpet there. Well, we are winding it down. All I've got left right now to do to make it functional is I've got to slide these in the fuse block connector and then insert the fuses. Basically, they got a little tab here, just locks in one at a time. There's that one, and here's that one. All right. So I've got some looming and some wire tied down out under the hood that I need to do. The grounds are just kind of laying on the inner fender. Everything else is kind of sitting there pretty nicely, but I'll get all that taken care of later. So we're at a point now, stick your fuses in it and we'll see if we make any sparks. All right, there's that. There's that. So we already hooked up power, battery power. I've got the ground to the main ground right here on the radiator support. So we are ready to see if these windows work. That is so much better. Guys, that's the video. LMC did a fantastic job on this wiring harness kit. The windows work better probably than they ever have. They go all the way up in the new channel with no issue, no groaning, they just go. So it should make life easier on switches, the old wiring in this truck, the motors. Should make everything better. I did redesign some of the things on it. I did go through some of that. I routed it a little differently than what they spoke about, so I did have to extend the power and the ground wires. Other than that, the kit was fantastic. I mean, everything worked good. It bolted up very nicely. I, again, did tie some things up a little differently than what they recommend, but I do things the way I want them done. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you don't mind, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. It's growing pretty good, and definitely appreciate all the help with that. Guys, thanks for watching and have a good day.